Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to St. Bernard Acres. This is Friday the 24th, Friday afternoon. Getting ready to rain. It's getting ready to dump on me again, so I'm going to hurry up and try to get this done. I'm going to be hooking up these IBC Totes. This is going to become my cistern, if you will, for water for the house until I can get a well and cistern put in. This may continue, but I don't know. But I will eventually, when I sell the house in Wheeling, you know the story, be able to afford to put a well in. But until then, I'll have these two 330-gallon IBC totes. I have an IBC tote in the back of the GMC. Drive down to Cumberland, the city, 4 miles away, fill that up with water, bring it up here, transfer it into these totes. The only thing we're going to have in the house, kitchen sink, washer, bathroom vanity, tub and shower, and a commode. That's the only devices in the house that don't need water. And the commode, I've got rain catchment set up on the back side of this house that I'm going to wire in for the commode. So I'll be using that water for flushing the commode, the rest of the water for household use. I will probably try to figure a way to use that water, because it's good and clean water, for like washing clothes, so that I'm not going through this to wash clothes. We'll see how that works out. But in putting all this together, what I want to do is show you, number one, how I put it together. That will be a part 2 video. This is part 1, going over all the parts that I'm going to use and the pieces I need and the cost of everything, so that you know what you're getting into. It's not a cheap thing. Now, a couple of pieces of advice. I went to Lowe's this morning to buy all of this PVC. I need 3 bags of PVC pieces. I knew in my brain what I wanted, but walking around Lowe's looking for these pieces, it's in my mind. If I was smart, I would have drawn it out and had a list of what I needed and then gone and done it. But 2 hours of walking around in my brain saying, okay, I'm to this point, now I'm going to need this. Go back and look for this. And when I'm looking for that, I see something else like, you know what, actually this would have worked better 3 steps ago. So now I'm looking for that and finding the other stuff I bought so I can put it back. Oh, it was a mess. And Lowe's has some stuff here, some stuff over here, some stuff over there. It was crazy. But I got everything. This morning's trip was $223, right, just for this PVC. Now last fall I was bitching about the PVC doing my septic system. This is worse. I can't believe it, how much this stuff costs now. I mean, it's all petrochemical based stuff, so yeah, it's going to be expensive anyway, but it's gotten too crazy. Anyway, we're going to connect these 2 totes and make them one. How are we going to do that? I bought 2 of these. This is a rubber gasket, like connector. This will go over the valve of the IBC tote and get tightened down. This reducer, this 2-inch reducer, is going to go in this end and get tightened down. Then this is 1.5 inch. I'll bring out 1.5 inch pipe. So my outflow is going to be 1.5 inches, which is way more than enough. They will come out obviously to an elbow. Both of them will have an elbow on them so they can come and meet. These 2 tanks will be put together so that they empty together, they fill up together. There's not filling up this one and then going over and filling up this one, because if you're in the middle of doing something and one of your tanks runs dry, You have to come out here and manually switch something around. Don't do it like that. Connect them together. You'll see how I do it in part 2. It's not difficult. I see all these videos where people doing this shit, and they're all separate. They got 4 tanks. They're all separate. You know, and you got water going in this one. To fill this one up, he's taking a bucket, taking 5 gallons at a time, and then poured it in the other tote. This is so much easier. Not cheaper, but easier. So that's going to bring it out of the totes for you to the 1.5-inch pipe that you're going to need. To connect the 2 sides together, in between them, I'm going to put a union. And this is so if one of these totes goes bad and I have to replace it, I don't have to take apart the entire system. I can just unscrew this and separate it. Now it's out of the loop. I can replace it or fix it, do whatever I need to do. Put this back together, and now we're back in the loop. As you see me do this, these things will make more sense. You need a couple of unions. You need a couple ball valves. You need a check valve. This pump is not self-priming. So every time it's used, it has to have water in it already. What the check valve does, see the direction, the flow is this way. The water is going to come out of the tank, go to the pump. When the pump stops pulling water, this valve will close before that water leaves the pump and can go back to the tanks. That way it's always primed. When the pump kicks on and there's a call for water, this valve will open up and allow the water to come through. So you need a check valve to protect your pump. You don't want to run it unprimed. Like I say, you need ball valves, you need elbows, you need reducers to go from, in my system, 1.5-inch pipe to 1-inch pipe. You need 1-inch connectors to screw into, this is 1-inch MPT for the inlet and the outlet on the pump. You need pipe thread tape. You need, obviously, primer and glue for all the PVC. I got back here. You need tees, a lot of pieces you need. It's simple to put together, but it takes a lot of pieces. And Lowe's, I'll tell you what, one of their tricks that they do, their plumbing supplies are all over the place. So when I got done figuring out what all I needed and was able to actually find it, because it is very hard to find stuff at Lowe's, because it is spread out everywhere. And if you ask an associate, they're going to stand there and look at you, because I'm trying to explain something. They have no idea what I'm telling them I'm trying to do. So it's pointless. If you don't know what you're going after, don't go. Get a friend. But in having to keep circling the store to buy stuff, I run across, all of a sudden these pop up. PVC cutters up to 2-inch. Like, oh yeah, that's going to be real convenient. Instead of using a saw or my Sawzall to cut the PVC pipe, and then having to clean all the burrs off and sandpaper and file, this just cranks down and cuts the pipe just as smooth as it can be. Yeah, let's spend another $25 while we're here. That's how they get you. But yeah, the cost for doing this, it is a very efficient way to supply water to your house. Now, in Wheeling, we turn the faucets on, we're good. We have a kitchen sink, we have a utility room sink, we have 2 bathrooms, we have toilets, we have tubs and showers, we have outside bibs. We don't care. We just turn the water on and we use it. That's going to come to a halt here. We're going to be a lot more conservative about how we use our water. And things we'll have to think about. Like I said, I got rain catchment on the back of this. I've got rain catchment on the back of the barn for the gardens. So I'm not taxing my well too much because they're not good wells out in this area. So I'll have to, be cautious with how I do it. I'll have a bigger cistern, hopefully, or I just might keep this one. I don't know yet. But I just want you to know the cost it's going to be for you to do this. Then part 2, like I said, will show you how to do it, or how I do it. Might not be the way to do it, but it's how I'm going to do it. So today's trip was $223. This pump was $167 at Harbor Freight. Pump, pressure switch, gauge, pressure tank, all in one. $167, $223. It's around up $400 for just this. I haven't even done anything yet. These totes I got very lucky on. They are food grade totes. They've been steam cleaned. They've been dried. They are ready for their second use for food grade. They had a sugar thing in them. That's what they were. I got those for $90 a piece, which is amazing. Now, I had to drive 50 miles. And I got to go get a couple more just because he's got them and I want to have them. Every homestead needs to have a couple of these. But I'm going to go get those. But let's say with gas, those were $200 to buy those. So $600 for this setup. And all this is going to do is get water to the house. Going from this throughout the house is going to be a whole other video and a whole other purchases. Because, you got to have your water heater. You've got to have, I'm doing everything with PEX tubing. So you got to have that tool. You got to have all the shark bite fittings. You got to have, it's going to be another few $100 to do the inside of the house. But the reason why I'm doing this, getting this set up this weekend, next Wednesday, I'm hoping next Wednesday, my plumber friend got a hold of me, and he said he should finish up the job he's on now by the middle of next week, which means he would be free at the end of next week to come out here and we will do all of the drain lines. And once all the drain lines are in place, the commode will be in place, the tub will be in place, the vanity will be in place. Once that's set up, then I can buy everything I need for the inside and start running the water to the inside. And hopefully in a week and a half, I'll be showering out here and going to the bathroom and everything going into my septic system. A major, major step in this house. And during that time, I'll have Bobby over here to do my final electric hookup to the box. He should be around in the next week and a half or so. Then I can start putting in all my receptacles and everything. So I should have, in a couple of weeks, the water solution finished and the electric solution finished, with any luck. But yeah, I just wanted you to know, $600 for the parts to set this up. Which in the, it's going to be $10,000 for a well. $600 will get me by just fine until I get that. This could be a few $100. This platform that is going to, once I get these hooked up, everything in place, I'm going to run a wall across here and across this direction with a roof over it. There's going to be a 4-foot door on this side to where if one of these tanks go bad or I have to do something, I can use this union to unhook it. I can take out a bad tank and replace a tank. Or I'll be able to move in here and add another tank if I ever wanted to. So this will be heated, so I don't have to worry about it freezing. And it will be completely out of the elements. There won't be any sun getting to it. I don't have to worry about algae in the tanks. My water heater, my propane hot water on demand is going to go on this wall, and the filter system is going to go on this wall. Then I'll just run the PEX pipe throughout the house. The filter system is probably going to be about $200. You can price your own propane hot water on tank, hot water on demand tank, you can price that out yourself. I got one a company sent me to do a review on, so I can't argue with that. I know they cost a few $100, but I got fortunate there. But yeah, this is what you can expect to spend doing this kind of project. I hope this was helpful for you, and stay tuned because Sunday I should have everything out here put together, and I will do this part 2 of my water system for the house. Appreciate y'all watching. This is Joe out here at St. Bernard Acres. I'm out.